Hi, Fashion Dolls. Finally Friday, TGIF. Finally Friday, October 24th. And this makes 6 more days to my birthday. My birthday is next week, Halloween, October 31st. Make sure you guys tune in for my very special guest. And we are well off on the road to 1,000 episodes. My very special guest today is back for his second interview. Me, him, and Ronson Hawkins did a panel together. And it was such a great conversation. My phone winded up dying at the end. They would not let us be great. But he is back today for his second interview. Actor, songwriter, director, rapper, D-Datification is joining me here in the Dollhouse. Again, Fashion Dolls. And tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern as I'm on my colleague Alvin Tit for Tat This and That's panel tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to be getting into all of the foolishness from the shutdown. It's been 4 weeks. This makes day 24. And more workers were sent home. Yeah, we'll get into that tonight. So I'm saving all of my political talk for tonight. I try not to include them in some of my interviews, but if I'm tapped and asked, then definitely I will get into it. But let me share this live with my very special guest so that we can get him in here. There we are. Boom. So, I hope you guys are all doing awesome. It's been a busy week. So much is happening. So much is happening. It's hard to keep up with. It's like a blizzard. And it's coming in at a very fast speed. So make sure that you guys are being gentle to yourself. Protect your mental health. And just make sure that you are also protecting your peace. That is key and crucial during these times. Because in order to go against the regime, you have to make sure that you're in great health, in great condition, and everything. All right? So without further ado, let's welcome my very special guest back to the Dollhouse. He is back for his second interview, D-Datification. Let me see.
Oh
Right?
shit. Yeah, turn my camera around.
Yep.
Here we go.
There we are. Welcome back
Uh,
to the Dollhouse.
Thank you. Good to be
Such a
back.
pleasure to have you back. Happy Friday.
I'm sorry, second.
I was saying happy Friday. It's such a pleasure to have you back for our second
Yeah, thank
interview.
you. Good, good to be back.
Yes, 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 yes. So, how has it been since our last conversation? It was three of us the last time. It was me, you, and Ronson Hawkins. Great panel, great conversation. We didn't get to finish it, but I would love to set something back up with all three of us because just the chemistry of us together, collectively putting our heads together. And I know there's so much going on with the entertainment aspect of people wanting to
Yeah.
know what they can stream, what they can do to have their music out there and excel and so much more. And Haitian King says, "Hey, what's up?"
I don't know. I'm getting a lot of echo, like delay. Can you hear it, or is that just me?
Try to jump out and then come back in and see if and then I'll add you
Let
back
me
up.
see.
So I will add de-datification back in Fashion Dolls.
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
So he's coming back up. So in the meantime, I need you guys to make sure that you head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube if you have not. Again, in case you guys missed it, we are well off on the road to 1,000 shows. Now, congratulations to my brother K Tukes. He hit his mark Sunday. So make sure y'all go and subscribe to the K Tukes spot. We have a couple collaborations coming up as well also. Now, currently, right now, on Style by Stevie. I have checked. Let me go through and check. And we are going to see how many interviews we are currently at on my channel. Make sure you guys head on over and subscribe. 895 shows. Yes, you heard me correct. 895 shows. There's my channel, Style by Stevie. Make sure you guys head on over and subscribe. What are you waiting for? And also tap that bell so you'll be notified when new videos are posted. I know this would be interview 896. And next week, Monday with Rashida Randall will be 897. Tuesday will be 898. And Friday will be 899. Now, I should hit my 900 mark by next month, November. So I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Those who don't know me, for taking the time to come inside my house as I welcome you. And just, you show me so much love and support, and I'm overwhelmed by it. I feel it all over. Don't you feel it? I feel it. And I feel all of the love and support that y'all are giving me. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I want to say thank you for giving your opinions under the post, whether it may be political, whether it may be fashion. You guys are loving the fashion this season. So I had to make sure for season 20, we're going to turn the heat up just a little bit more. So we're already working on the 20th season and so much more to come. And I just want to say thank you guys. Again, I can't thank you enough for the love, the outpouring and wishings and support and encouragement to keep going with this platform. It's a lot when you are hosting a talk show, and not only that, but making sure that your family is straight. And you guys know that I've been taking care, ooh, piece of hair in my eye, taking care of my mom, making sure that she's good and balancing everything out. And I want to say to everybody out there, it is possible. It is possible. You can do it. You just got to find balance. And even though sometimes it may be overwhelming, you just have to make sure that you step back and take a break for you. And I needed to take that little break this week, because notice I was supposed to have a show Monday, and then we went on with Ty Wayne. So some interviews didn't happen, but I'm still going to keep going, and I'm encouraging you guys also to not give up as well too. Let me see if dedatification is back in here. As I stated tonight, make sure you guys are tuned in at 8 p.m. Eastern on my colleague Alvin Tit for Tat This or That's platform. And we're going to be diving into everything, because I know yesterday when I did my interview with Ty Wayne, a lot of you were like, yeah, it was Kiara and then it was Ty Wayne. Those were the only two that I really had this week. I was supposed to have one for Monday, and you guys know something came up. So we're going to be back. I know my schedule has been all over the place, but it's perfect. That gave me a day off. I needed that little break. But I'm going to say this as well to yesterday's comment. Oh, hold on one sec. Dedatification is back. Let me add him back, and hopefully it will work this time. Yeah, I'll be diving into the political conversation tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, and make sure you guys tune in. All right, we're back.
I don't know, something happened. I could. It was like echoing, and I couldn't really understand. Like it was delayed what we said, and then when we start speaking, it came back. I don't know what's happening. We're back.
And we're back. We're back, though. I was saying when we did our panel the last time, it was three of us, and we didn't get to finish off
Yeah.
our panel. So we got to set something back up with me, you, and Ronson. It was great collectively for
Okay.
all of us to come together and talk about just creativity, because we're all in different, well, you're both actors, and then me being the
Yeah.
hostess and what we could do to support Black creatives.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later. But what has happened? I know Ira is still out here. Shout outs to Ira Soul, still out here
You
doing
know,
his
I was
thing.
told.
And he's definitely going to be tuned in. He'll pop in because I shared the interview flyer with him to post the lineup for this week with him. So, what has
Yeah.
happened since our last conversation, since our first one?
Oh man, it seemed like forever since the last time I talked to you. It was like a year ago, I think, but it seemed like forever. So much has happened. I've written and produced two movies that actually came out. Actually, yeah, one is called After the Call, was in the theaters, got great reviews, starring my teammate Malik Long and Stacey Ross, and a gang of other people, of course. But I wrote it, produced it, directed it, and I co-starred in it. And it was in the theaters in May, and it did such a great job. And I was excited by it. I was nervous. You see your stuff on the big screen, you never know. I put a lot of work into it, you just never know. So when it got such a good response, I was humbled by it. So. So now I'm currently in the process of my next film, which is called Surreptitious, and it's a psychological horror film, well, a psychological
Ooh.
horror thriller, and yeah, and it's much bigger than the last one. And I'm actually reaching the end of the production for this one, so I'm filming tomorrow. Yeah, I got some shoots tomorrow, and then I think probably a couple more shoots, and then I'll be able. It will be. It was supposed to be released in October, but things happen. Yeah, yeah, things happen. So I had production issues, so I had to push it back. And I would rather push it back and get it right, than to just throw it out there. You know what I mean? I'm a perfectionist. You know.
I'm the same
Uh,
way. And we both have that in common. And shout outs to my
yeah,
colleague. I will be on his panel tonight at 8 p.m. Again, like
yeah.
I was saying in the beginning, introducing de-datification, Alvin tit for tat, this and that. And I want you guys to head on over and subscribe to his channel. And he says, hi, D Daddy and Miss Stevie.
Yeah, I mean, that so repetition will be out in January. I think I'm gonna release it on my birthday, which is January 19th. I ain't decided yet, but that would be great. We'll see how it works out, but it will be next year in January, and I hope everybody really enjoys it because I put a lot of work into it. Musically, I've won awards. I won competitions. I got trophies, so I'm really blessed on that. And it's been just a nonstop uphill battle. And life be life, like it always does. But
Yes.
I never let it stop me doing what I'm doing. I've been collabing with a lot of new artists. I've been working with a lot of new people, moving a lot of new places, and I plan on keep on going. You know, so basically, I'm making the moves and keeping God first always. You know,
All the time, all the time. And I'm gonna go back to what you just said, life be life. And we all have balance. And I just said that while you came out and came back in. I was telling the viewers, I said it's all about having balance. I've been taking care of
yeah,
my mom and then hosting this platform and doing it Monday through Friday, and it's been somewhat strenuous on me. So I thank God I had a show for Monday, but I just took that day off because my guest, she that was supposed to be coming on, she had to be on set. So it's all about finding balance. And I was talking with my guest yesterday about it as well, to Taiwan, and I was saying that you have to make sure that you are balancing everything out. And we understand that life goes out, and if you're trying to release a project, sometimes you have to push it back, and then
yeah.
reschedule. So I totally
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, and I hate delaying stuff because I'm a let's go type of person, but at the same time, I'm not a rush type of person. So I just like that. And honestly, me personally, it helps because it helps you put in things that you might not attend to it the first time. So when I pushed it back, I'm like, you know what? This would be great to go in it now, or this would be great to do now that I probably didn't plan on doing. So everything happens for a reason. you know.
Yes, and all in God's timing, all in God's timing, it will fall in line. And
Yeah.
this is the year of everything falling in line, like so many great things coming. And Ira's out. We've seen Ira out here performing. Your film, your project is out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how was it having it out there? Because I know it's nerve wracking. You're like, okay, I'm seeing myself on screen and I'm promoting my project to the world, and people can either take it one or two ways. So, what was it like seeing it in person, actually, like your craft,
Oh, on
your
the
masterpiece?
on the big screen. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I was like, maybe I should probably back out. But I think that was just the devil in my head. But I said, nah, let's go in. And I went and I set it up. I reviewed it. Now I reviewed it on my computer and stuff. I know how it looks there, but it's gonna be 100 times bigger. So I wanted to see how it
Yes.
would look. Yeah. So when I put it on there and I set everything up and that the camera shot it on the big screen and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I got the tingles and all that. So then it was showtime. And so everybody's coming in, they're sitting down, taking their seats. I thanked everybody for coming. And then I said, all right, let's go. And I sat in the back. Me and the missus sat in the back, boss lady. We sat in the back, and I was able to actually watch it with everybody else and watch their reactions. And I was, like I said, I was kind of nerved at it because I was like, dang, I really want them to like it. And the movie was an hour and 40 minutes, so it wasn't a short film. It was an hour and 40 minute movie. So by the end of it, when I seen everybody standing up and applauding and stuff, it it really it was an amazing film. It was amazing. But while watching it, it don't feel like it's something I wrote. It just feels like I'm watching a movie. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just sitting there in the back watching it with everybody else, and I filmed this, I wrote it, I directed it, and it's like everybody's watching it as if we just went to see a movie. you know. So that was a good feeling to watch them happy on the happy parts, sad on the sad parts, emotional on the emotional parts, freaked out on the crazy parts. So yeah, it was long story short, probably too late, but yeah, it was amazing to watch everybody watch something I created on the big screen.
Yes. And just watching your masterpiece come to life as you're filming it, as you're right there and you're telling the actors what to do, is such a great feeling of just being a visionary, something you've written and put together, and then watching it on screen. Your
Yeah.
canvas, your baby come to life. It
Yes,
is
ma'am.
such amazing feeling. I can't describe it. And even as a creative, for a lot of us, when we have written and worked and prayed and manifested and put it all
Yeah.
to fruition, and now the birth of it, it is finally here and it's complete and people love it. It is such a great feeling. So,
It
to
is.
anybody out there that's looking to get into filmmaking or directing, Dedatification and Ronson both
Hmm.
dropped some gems. So check out the previous convo with all three of us, and I'm trying to set up something, and I
Yeah.
paired them up because they both are actors and they both write and direct as well too.
Mhm.
And it is key and crucial that we are telling our stories, making sure that we help others that are looking to get into the filmmaking business, because it's not an easy thing, especially when you're
No.
doing it independently.
Yeah.
It's not everything is coming out of your pockets. So if you're doing
Oh
it
yeah.
independently, you're having to fund everything, equipment, everything.
Oh, it's a lot of work when you're doing it by yourself, and
Yes.
because the filming is one thing, going to different locations is another thing. Working with the actors, who I can honestly say is great. You know, what I mean, you always have your couple, but now 95 to 98% of them is always great. But I love working with all of them. Don't get me wrong. And but I think the longest and most tedious part is the editing. If you know anything
Yes.
about editing, oh my God. If you know anything about editing, that's where the time comes in. Because now you're just sitting there and you got to put all this footage together, hours and hours and hours and hours of footage together. Yeah. And that could take, it took about a month. It took about a month to really get it right. So, so everything else has its moments, but that it's the editing where you got to be laser focused on what you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah, the effects got to hit right where they need to hit. The sound effects, the voiceovers, this, that, everything has to hit where. At least with me, everything has to hit where it needs to hit. And if it don't, even if it's slightly off, I can hear it. Like, I go back in and do it again. So I just work on it, and it's a lot of work, but it's worth the effort, and it don't seem like work to me. I enjoy it. Mhm.
And three of my colleagues, I'm picking on both of them. They're here. Alvin Tit for Tat, this or that, and then K Tukes, my brother, and then my other
Mhm.
colleague, Bubs the God. Each and every one of them has a different editing style. We all in the YouTube
Yeah,
universe. And the way Bubs was saying something about, okay, I need to create like a collage, because when people do their videos, their music videos, there's always a cover shot. And
Yeah.
what he did was he did like this compilation of videos. He said, I need to do a compilation. So it's all about editing. And even my brother K Tubes has dropped some gems to me about, okay, if you're gonna drop it, make sure you edit it like this. Make sure you add your cover work. So he taught me how to add the cover work even here on the gram and everything. Now when I did the interview with Kiara, Instagram was not letting me add her cover photo, her flyer, because I always do it at the end of my interviews. So
Mm-hmm.
editing, you like de-datification just said, you have to be laser focused. You
Yeah.
have to make sure that you are concentrating literally because you want everything, dot every I, cross every T. It has to be perfect. If you're a perfectionist like me or de-datification here, we believe that everything has to be amazing because people can either love it or hate it. And they will
Oh,
let you know. They will honestly let you know
oh,
their
yeah.
opinion.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
you got to be patient. Editing amongst being focused on everything, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You got to be focused. Uh, in a sense where knowing that this is going to take time. So you got to be able to uh, have the patience of Job and just be like, okay, got to get this done, and just really just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Because not I don't think not everybody can do that. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do that. Not everybody. I don't think they realize how long it takes and how much patience you have to sit there hour after hour just doing that one thing. But I respect anybody who wants to do it. I respect anybody who's doing it now, and I respect anybody, whether you're a master editor or just somebody who's starting out. Everybody got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? Never give up. That's my thing. That's what I say.
and my colleague Alvin said editing is hell. It is. It's a lot of
It is.
work. You really got
It
to
is.
focus on it. And
Mm-hmm.
directing, editing, directing, making sure that
All
your
that.
lighting, all of that goes into making an amazing project. And then the
Yeah.
end result, it is so worth it. And it
Yeah.
takes hours and days. Yeah, you have to be consistent with it and
Consistent.
dedicated.
Yeah. And you need people. You need devoted people. You need devoted people that believe in what you're doing and people that can take direction. Because as a director, you have a vision. And if I say, "All right, Stevie, here's what I need. You're playing this character. Her name is Catherine. Catherine is this, that, and the other thing. I need Catherine to do this. This and that, and then react to that. And, that's what you gotta do. Sometimes some people have a hard time doing that because they can't separate their real life from the character. And I've heard things like, "Well, that's not what I would do. It's not you. It's not you. You're Catherine. You're not Stevie. You're Catherine. You're Catherine." So sometimes you got to get people that really just believe in your vision. They can take direction. And I've been blessed enough to have people like that, but I have run across a couple. So, yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything. I wouldn't change it for anything. And I can't wait for my next project. So,
I can't wait either. I know it's going to be amazing. And
yeah.
what you just said, I'm going to piggyback off of that because me and
Mm-hmm.
Tywayne and Kiara was talking about that. When you are going on set for that character, you're reading for someone else. You're not going to be yourself. The director or producer or writer is
Right.
going to want you to literally be a living, breathing, walking vessel for this person. So
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
means that you have to give it your all. You have
Yeah.
to give the director and producer exactly what they're looking for. And it
Yeah.
can't be no parts of you. Now, you can say, well, I wouldn't do it like you just said. I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it this way because this is not me. You're not that person. You're not yourself on
Exactly.
set. You're the
Right.
character. So you have to separate the two. And I think a lot of actors sometimes get that misconstrued. And even us, the viewers and consumers, will think
Mm-hmm.
that the character is somewhat like their actual self in real time. And it's just like,
Yeah.
no, this is just a film I shot. This is not
Yeah.
me. This is somebody else. This is
Right. Yeah.
somebody else's story. Or we
Exactly.
might know somebody who's been through a similar situation. So yeah.
I played a character that's completely out of my character, for lack of better words. A friend of mine who is also a filmmaker, you may have heard of him, Nels D. Shout out to Nels. That's my guy. Uh, he casted me to play this character named Brett in a series called Offman. I might have mentioned it the last time I was here. And when he told me he wanted me to play this character, the character is a mean bully type character. So me, I'm a peaceful man. I'm laid back, all that stuff. So when he said he wanted me to play that, I was like, all right, I got to tune into that. Every time he said action, I just I just turned into that guy. I turned into that guy to the point where everybody, a lot of people, yeah, a lot of people said they thought I was the best part of it and all that type of stuff. Now I think everybody did great. So everybody that did say that, I really thank you for thinking I was one of the best parts of the series. So I do appreciate that. It just means I did my job and I was able to pull off. I was a jerk and I was an a-hole. So I was thankful for that. So yeah, you got to become that character. I know that Brett wasn't me. I know that's not me. But I know if he say I got to be a certain way, I'm gonna be that certain way. That's filmmaking, and that's what being an actor is. You got to act like somebody else.
Oh,
Crazy.
absolutely. And and not only that, but you're putting on that character's shoes. You're
Yeah,
not yourself in that moment, but you're having to put on that character's shoes and carry that character's cross. And
yeah.
with that, this is my mom calling y'all.
Oh, feel free if you
Sorry,
need to
y'all.
take your time.
Hello? Ma, you know I'm doing a show right now, right?
You my baby.
Okay, since you done called, now tell everybody hello because they look right here watching me right now talk to you.
Everybody
Yes, 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 yes.
and play for me and I play for you.
How you doing?
All right, love y'all.
The datification says, how you doing, Mom?
I'm making it.
Holding it down, of course. Oh,
All
she
right,
got
so you
caught
back to walk?
up.
Yes.
Well,
All
and
right.
okay,
And then
sweetie.
you'll be back? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All righty then. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. And we love you and we'll see you then. I'll see you then.
Okay. All right.
Look at them in the comments. Hey, Mom. Oh, Lord. See? See what I'm saying about balance and how it has to work? You guys
Yeah,
heard my mom. Yes. And that's outside of that. You have to separate the two. I was saying about character.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when you're on set and you're reading over scripts, everybody's in the comments talking about hi mom. Okay. Keto, y'all.
You
Yes.
don't like that.
Um, yes. And she is a by the way, my mom is a Libra, I'm a Scorpio. So my birthday's next week. So you guys understand where I understand balance from, and that's from my mom. I learned that from her. So each character, when you're going on set, you
Yeah,
inherit some part of yourself as well. You bring some bits and pieces of yourself, but just don't make it your whole overall self.
right,
So
right, right,
going
right.
in for this character, you have to make sure that you are putting on the character suit. You are that
Yeah,
living, breathing body and vessel for this person. This person doesn't have a body. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a style. It doesn't have anything. You're
yes,
reading what the producer and the director is wanting you to look like or wanting you to have, you know?
yes,
So make sure that you go in and you make this character your own. But also learn to separate the two. And I said this to Ty Wayne yesterday. We mentioned Heath Ledger, the Joker, and how he
yep,
got so caught up into the character, like he was sending things in the mail to the castmates' house. He was doing everything, but make sure that the character is not so conducive to your mental health that you learn to separate the two. Don't get so caught up into it. So it's a difference between, it's called method acting, where
Yeah,
you're able to turn it on and then turn it off. And when I had my interview with Nelson, the application knows, and even Ronson, we talked about it on the panel, I think, where
yeah.
Nelson plays all sorts of roles, and I'm just like, it was one called Lady's Choice where he did Eddie Murphy on us, y'all, and y'all have seen him. I had to do a double take. Like, shout outs to my girl Faith. I will be going on Faith is the Substance November 28th, the day after Thanksgiving. So make sure you guys tune in for that
Mhm.
conversation. Right now, we are here with Dedatification, and we are talking about the art of storytelling and
Yeah.
even having the difference of being on set and then in real life and making sure that you are separating the two so you don't get so caught up where it's like, okay, I'm me now. I'm not on set anymore. I can be myself.
Mhm.
I can breathe. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we bring the character home, and that has
Oh, yeah.
happened for any actor out there.
Yeah.
You know, you still think you're in character mode, and then your family, like my mom, I use my mom for example. My mom would be like, girl, what are you talking about? I didn't say that. I'm just like, oh God, mommy, like I'm still in character mode.
In
So you
character.
have to learn to separate the two.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. Don't bring it home.
Yeah. I think I think method acting is that takes a unique, rare actor because with acting, there's levels to acting. You know, some people say either you can act or you can't. No, you can be an actor and just play yourself. You just act out whatever the lines are.
Yeah.
Or if you just acting, if you're in a movie and you play a store clerk, you know what I mean? You just play that part. Oh, thanks for coming to Rite Aid. And, you know what I mean? That's, you know, you're still acting. But then there's that level of acting where you become that person so much, people don't even see you anymore. Like the real you. Like with Heath Ledger, like Jamie
Okay.
Foxx with Ray. You know, who else? I think I think Will Smith did good as Muhammad Ali.
Oh
I
yeah.
think he really did good. He did a great job. Now I did still see Will doing a great job. He's a good actor. I wouldn't say he got lost in the role, but I do believe he did a great job as Ali, being Ali. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about the people that get so caught up in, and that's messy because you walk around being that person, like for real. Jamie Foxx glued his eyes shut all day just so he can know what it's like to do that. That takes a and I'll even give 50 Cent this. I'm not saying he's a master actor, but I give him props for the facts that for that movie It All Falls Down or something like that, where he was a football player. Not too many people know about it. It flew under the radar, but he was a football player who ended up with cancer. And when he ended up with cancer, he
Mm.
lost all this weight. And when you see pictures of him, he was like 130 pounds, 140 pounds. Now, 50 Cent's a big dude. So when you seen the images of him being so small, you thought it was like CGI or a stunt double. No, it was really him. He lost 150 pounds to play this role. That's dedication. That's dedication. I mean, so I give him that. I mean, the movie didn't do great or anything, but you got to give props where props is due. He was willing to go for it, you know. And as an actor, you got to be willing to go for it. You know, you don't have to take every role if you don't feel like that's you. That's fine. But if you're going to do it, you got to be willing to go for it. You know, that's what it is. I mean, I believe that with anything. You got to be willing to go for it.
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
so crazy you mentioned that because you guys remember the actor Christian Bale. Christian Bale had to gain
He's
weight
another one.
for a role as well too. So I mean, It's the extent, but you have to do is if you're playing someone's life, you have to look the same size as them. You have to try to have their mannerisms down pat. The same with Angelina Jolie when she played Maleficent. Oh yeah, that's one
Yeah.
of my favorites. And then remember,
And we got
it's
Tony
so
Phoenix.
crazy you mentioned her, Kino. Gia, she played Gia, the
She
supermodel,
killed them. She
and
killed them.
she really looked just she looks just like her, same
Hmm.
lips, same everything, looks just like
Hmm.
her, same attitude. I was like, okay, this role is perfect for her.
Yeah.
This is back in 97 when she played Gia. It's out there. It's a film called Gia, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
based off of a model that passed away, and she,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know,
That
she
the
had
AIDS was
addiction
something.
problems, and
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie really played that role. And I can remember, I don't even know if she really even talks about that one, but the most that she talks about is Maleficent, as Aquino just mentioned. But you really have to go there mentally to when you're dealing with someone else's demons in real time. Like you really
Yeah.
have to kind of take a break back, like, ooh, okay, this is deep and
Mhm.
personal. This is really deep and personal because this is a person's story that we're
Yeah.
telling, and you're having to remember the events. You're having to watch videos. Another example will be J Lo playing Selena.
You read my. I was waiting for you. I was gonna say that. I was waiting for you to finish, and I was gonna slide that in there. But okay, yep, that's what I was gonna say. And J Lo again. I have the same feeling about her about 50 Cent. I'm not saying she's a master actress. She can act, and she acts her roles. So I wouldn't shoot her down. She acts her roles. But when she did Selena, she was Selena. Like you seen Selena, I gotta give it to her. Like she got to give credit where credit is due. She did a great job. She did a great job. It's not that easy, and I don't think people understand that. It's not just about acting. It's not that easy to become somebody else, and to convince people that have seen them throughout their life that you're actually watching them on screen. You know what I mean? And not just watching somebody play them badly. I've seen people try to play Michael Jackson and they do it badly. you
Oh
know,
yeah,
they do it badly. I mean, it's horrible. Uh, well, there was
Marissa
one.
Abela. That's her name,
Uh-huh.
Aquino. Marissa Abela,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's I don't
who
know,
played
man.
Amy Winehouse. Yes. Listen, if you're telling someone's story, like we talked about Ali, we talked about Selena,
Yeah,
even the guy who played Tupac looked just like him. The film was called All Eyes on Me. You guys remember he looks just like him. I think his name is Demetrius.
I can't remember
His
his
last
name.
name come to me. Yes,
Yeah.
and he looks just like Tupac. And if you've seen the film, it's like okay, going through different periods of his life. When he would look
Mhm.
up, it's like, wow, ooh,
Yeah,
you have to do a double because this is
yeah, that's
him.
true. Certain angles. Oh, he was Park's twin. So I get why they casted him. Uh, Certain other angles, you can kind of see the difference. But yeah, like you said, certain angles, you're like, oh shoot, that look just. I mean, how do you
Yeah,
get something that look that much like Tupac? Uh, but again, looking like him, looking like the character, and having the mannerisms and all that. That's you got to have that too, because it's just not about looking like the character. You got to talk like him. You got to walk like him. How when he spoke, how he delivered it. So I didn't really watch All Eyes on Me. I didn't get a chance to. I just never got around to doing it. I did see the Biggie movie, and I thought I
yes.
can't remember that dude's name. I seen him a bunch of independent films, but I think he's a pretty good actor. But I thought he did a great job as Biggie. He sounds
Oh,
just like him.
Jamal Woodard.
Is
Jamal
that his name?
Woodard. Yes.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job as Biggie. Look like him, sound like him, move like him.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll give him that. I'll give him that. I think he should have more bigger roles because I thought he did a good job.
Yes. And every time everyone sees him, we can't help but call him Biggie. He looks
Yeah.
just like him, sounds just like him, and
Mhm.
his mannerisms, his swag,
Yep.
everything. Like Notorious B.I.G. had a certain, the same for Tupac. They had a certain, uh, how can I say it? They had a certain energy When they came into the room, their presence was there. If you've watched their interviews, they were very laid back. And it depended on who interviewed them, the setting, everything. So if you're going to
yeah,
tell someone's story, make sure that you are embodying that person. And I've mentioned one of my favorite actresses, and when I did my interview with Kiara, um, the first bio that I saw growing up have to be Lynn Whitfield as Josephine Baker. And
oh,
going back,
Josephine Baker.
yes,
Okay.
and she had the banana skirt just like her, the hair, the mannerisms, and I went as I gotten older and watched some of her performances. I'm like, okay, wow, she really did it. You have to do a side by side because almost
Yeah.
everything that she has done, Josephine Baker has done throughout in her career. So you're telling someone's story. Make sure that you're telling it all the way. And a lot
Now,
of people are doing casting. Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't forget Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah, Tina Turner.
Angela Bassett.
Velvet.
She did some Tina. She did some Tina, and she took that seemed very emotional, traumatic to be beat up by uh, Lawrence Fish. I mean, obviously she wasn't really beat up by, but it was so real, and they had to go. Like I was saying before, you got to go all the way, and they went all the way. That was traumatic to the rape scene, to beating her up. So it was. I give anybody that props that's willing to go there. So I try to go there myself as an actor, and I demand the same thing as the people that I'm directing. If you're gonna do it, then let's do it. You know what I mean? I do the same with music. If we're gonna do it, let's do it. You know what I mean? That's anybody on my team like MDMA, Money to Man Agenda, same team from last time, everybody that
Yeah.
come through. I want to give a shout out why I'm talking about them, if that's all right. Ira Soul, of course, Ira. Uh, Malik Long, aka Dapper Cool, not to
Yeah.
mention not to mention make sense. Uh, and the one and only boss lady P Michelle, KG Universe, AMG, and not to mention I always forget this guy's rap name. He's gonna kill me. He just have an instinct. I always forget his rap name. But when it come back, I'll throw it in there. Uh, his name is Aubrey, and I can never remember his rap name. But Boss Vasion, that's his name, Boss Vasion. Actually, he was the guy that you were supposed to be introduced. You were supposed to be speaking with, but I didn't know what happened. I thought y'all spoke, and I just missed the interview. So I truly apologize that things didn't come together. You
Yes,
know,
he was supposed to reach out to me. He never did, but hopefully we can set up something because I am looking for new artists. And speaking of new artists,
yeah,
um, we're talking about streaming and likes, and I know a lot of us are figuring if you're an artist out there, how to promote yourself and get yourself out there. And that's what we covered the last
hmm
time. It was me, D-Dadification, and
yeah,
Ronson. We were talking about ways that you can promote yourself now. Back in the day, for
hmm
music, it was based on you would get the big Billboard magazine and you'd have
yeah,
to look and see who's at the top of the charts. And
yeah,
now it's all about streams. It's all
yeah.
about networking, who you know. Being an independent artist, you have to promote yourself.
Oh yeah,
So, say for instance, if, okay, Stephen Boyce, who I've interviewed, um, said this as well too, that you're having to pay for everything. You're responsible
yeah,
for your own studio time. Whereas if
hmm
you're under a label, it would be completely different. But now
yeah,
everything is based off of streams. Whereas if you go to the store like back in the day, you could go and buy an album. You could go and buy a cassette. Do y'all remember what was it? Rough House, you flip through the magazine and you can get so many cassettes for a penny
yeah,
or so many CDs for a penny. It's these little things that we remember. Even if you go into like a store, like let's say Sam Goody or FYE,
damn
they would
goody.
have like this little
Matthew Record
scanning
Mark.
machine and you could scan the back of the album with the barcode and
Yep.
select. They'd have buttons and you can press whatever number you want to listen to. So, I mean, we've come a long way past that, but now
Yeah.
everything is based off of technology. And I
Yeah.
remember I did my interview with B Slade, And B Slade was saying, how much use AI to your advantage. If you're an artist, to use it to your advantage, but just don't let nobody use your likeness without your permission. But use it to your advantage. If you're doing it, if you're giving the permission to do it for you, then that's
Yeah,
fine and dandy. But also keep in mind as well too that you are doing this independently. If you're independent artist, you're
yeah,
responsible for everything. So that means the studio time, the equipment, your performances. Whereas most artists under label, they have hair, makeup, they've got the
yeah.
photographer for the albums, all of that.
Hmm.
You're having to do that. You're having to promote your album. And so for a lot of artists, you're having to dig in that pocket. But it's so worth it being independent because whereas if you're under a label, it's like you kind of got to go what the label says. But if you're independent, you have full, total creative control. So
Yeah.
either or, just be mindful of that and make sure that you're reading over the fine print to be,
Oh,
whatever contract you're signing, make sure that you're reading over it. A lot of people didn't
yeah.
know that in the business. And we've
They got
seen it
touched.
behind you in so many shows. It's like, your career messes up, but make sure that you are talking to someone who's been in the game in dedatification,
Yeah,
Irisol. They
yeah,
have the experience, they've done the work. Stephen
yeah.
Voice is another who I've had the pleasure of interviewing with. B Slade, who was just here not too long ago. That would have
Yeah,
been the
okay.
previous month, one of the previous months before. And he was saying that being an independent artist, you have so much freedom and control. But these people have assistants, they have a team around them. And when you have that
Yeah,
team, you build your team up. If you're doing it independently, you might get around and you might get more help that way. So it takes a village. So
yeah.
that was the next part of our conversation for any artists out there. What gems would you give them? Especially in a time right now where we are streaming, where it is about how many hits the record has played, and it's all of that and then some.
Yeah. Oh, I would. I mean, all that, all that. Any way that you could promote yourself, there's no bad way because you got to understand. Nowadays, everybody's doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Before, we just a select few over here, a select few over here, and it's not a matter if you're good or not. Just everybody's doing it. So now you have to find a way to separate yourself from just being in that ball of everybody to where you could take off and say, "Dag, I'm nothing like that. Look at me." And that's basically what it is, a look at me thing, because you want people to see you and hear you. You know, you write the songs, you put the hours in the studio, you know, and you go out there and perform and all that because you want the world to hear what you got to say. So that means you got to put a little bit out every day. Doesn't have to be an all day thing, but you got to do it every day. It's not just about rapping or even singing. You have to promote yourself or have people on it promoting you on a regular basis because you might be amazing. Let's just say, for an example, you might be amazing, and you post here and there, and when people hear you, they love you. But then there's people that might not be that good at all, but people know them because they repeatedly put stuff up. Don't be overshadowed by people that's constantly grinding by putting out stuff. You know you might be good or even better than them, or you have something more to say, but you don't post as much. You gotta hit the Instagrams, you gotta hit the Facebooks. You know,
Oh,
I don't know if people put it all on X like that. You gotta hit the TikToks. You gotta hit the street. When you make your music, don't just let your people hear it. Set up some shows, do open mics. Open mics is probably one of the best things you could do, and do it around the city. And when you do it around the city, you start sparking your name up. Then start going out of town to close places like Ohio, Philly, stuff like that. Try your luck outside of the city that you came up in. See what your response is there. You know what I mean? You got to keep it going. And then when you're not performing, you're on the computer. You're shooting out a flyer here. You're shooting out a song maybe here. You know that's what, and that's if you're by yourself. If you got a team, then they'll be able to help you. But never stop. And I also tell anybody, I don't care who you are, how old you are, how much talent you think you don't get, or how much talent people think make you feel like you don't get. Always put yourself out there. If you feel like you got something to say it. Do not let anybody hold you back. And that's not just with music, that's with anything. You want to be an actor, and let's just say you're 50 or you say, oh, I'm too old. No, you're not too old, man. You're not too old. 56. If you want to
It's
act,
never
get
too
in.
late.
Never too. It's too late when you're dead. That's what it is. If you want to rap, rap. If you want to sing, sing. You might have the song that can change the world. You know what I mean? You never know. You just got to put it yourself out there. But most of the time, we let people get in our minds and tell us if you ain't made it. Let's just say you ain't made it by 25, then you just throw it away and get a McDonald's job. No, man. If you got something to say, have your job on the side to make your money. But while you ain't doing that, get out there and hit the streets and make your dreams come true. I'll tell anybody. That's how I see it.
Absolutely. And to anybody, I mean, there's actors who've started late in the business, and they're just
Yeah.
like, I would ask them, why so late? Why start so
Mhm.
late? They're just like, I didn't feel it was time. It's always time. There's always time. There's always time to go after your dreams and whatever
Yeah.
sets your soul on fire. And I want to encourage each and every one of you to do the
Mhm.
same as well too. To anybody out there that feels as though it's not my time, it's always time to jump.
Yeah.
You have to step out on faith. My mom would always tell me that as well
Mhm.
too.
Mine
And
too.
sometimes, we regret stepping out because it might be too soon. You might not
Yeah.
have everything lined up together, so sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board. And
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
I want to
Oh, yeah.
encourage each and every one of you to do that. Sometimes you
Yeah.
have to go back and start anew, you know?
Oh, yeah. And also, you got to look at it from the point of view that it's not so much they didn't even uh, start it until late. Sometimes they've been doing it, and then it's just that one moment hits. It might have been when they were 45. I think Samuel L. Jackson didn't get noticed until he was 45. There's a lot of actors that didn't get known until after their 40s. Denzel was lucky enough to, start when in his 20s. He's just really good. He's my acting icon right there. That was my acting icon. But yeah, don't don't let circumstances or people tell you, or even your own self get in the way. I had an old producer tell me that one time. He's like, "You're your own worst enemy," and I actually got offended because I thought, he wasn't really seeing, but he knew what it was. I wasn't doing everything I needed to do, and he was right. Sometimes we don't want to hear it when people come real with us and keep it real with us. We just want to believe that we're doing it all and this and that. But he was right, and and then even when I met P. Michelle, uh, aka Boss Lady, she seen something in me, even more than I seen in myself. Like I was still doing my thing, but she seen even on top of that and was able to help me out. And she really was influential and really had my back. And I'm forever grateful for anybody that really looked out for me in them hard times. And she was one of them. So we still riding tight together. So I appreciate that.
That
Yeah,
support system, that village is
yeah,
definitely needed. And that's
yeah,
key. When you and P. Michelle were here the first time, when I met you and P. Michelle, and then I
yeah.
think this is when I did, yeah, would this be around the time I did my interview with Ira, and he
Yeah,
introduced
we
me to
appeared
you.
in the back.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he showed me, and I said, okay, now this is what I'm feeling right here because this is a whole team collective. And it takes a village. To anybody out there who want to know who's my village, I have a team of women behind me that support me. So it's
okay,
all
good.
women. Myself, my mother who just called, uh, my cousin who was here on the show not too long ago, and then my beauty contributor who's responsible for some of the makeup looks here on the show, Melanie Nalamai Bridges, who's been with me from the beginning
Yeah,
since I started right after high school. she's been there. So it's a group of women. And of
Real power.
course, I have my amazing colleagues that back and support me as well too. So it's great to have a village of people
Oh yeah.
supporting you and just encouraging you and rooting you on. And
Yeah.
if I need advice or constructive criticism, I will go and I will ask someone. Like my brother
Yeah.
K Tooks will call me and text me at the drop of a dime and make suggestions, and I will go along with it. Whereas before, you can't be to a point where you're not willing to accept constructive criticism. That's
Oh
what
man.
makes pressure makes diamonds. I'll say it
Yeah.
like this. Pressure
Yeah.
makes diamonds. And sometimes you need to hear the constructive criticism from people. At one point in my life, when I first started Style by Stevie, I was like, no, I'm not trying to hear it. I'm going to just do it my
Mhm.
way. And then people said, see, if you do it a little bit differently, you'll get the outcome that you maybe
Yeah.
want. So just be open to accept that criticism,
You got.
constructive criticism.
Oh no,
And
agree.
that's helped me a long way.
No, oh no, you're right. I was just gonna say, on the same token, it's about holding each other accountable. If there's something that I'm not doing or whatever case may be, and you feel like you need to say it, I gotta be open minded to know that it's coming. You're not criticizing me or trying to put me down. It's coming from a good place. Oh my God,
Oh,
please forgive me. Somebody's acting doing this. Nobody here.
in the meantime, I'm holding it down, Fashion Dolls. Make sure y'all stay tuned in and locked in. The announcement was just made. Next week, joining me Tuesday, my colleague Now's the Time joins me. So make sure you guys tune in. It is my birthday week. We have 6 more days until my 32nd birthday. Make sure y'all go and check out the lineup for next week. It is a
I'm so sorry. I'm the only one here, and somebody knocked on the door. I was like, "Oh, why now?" So I apologize, everybody. It's, you just never know who's at the door. Okay, I'm back now. But I
oh,
was
good.
talking, so I apologize. Yeah, it was about we hold each other accountable. Like this, Malik lets me hear his songs. I'm honest with him. I let him hear my songs. Ira let me hear his songs. We combined on songs. P. Michelle keeps it real with us all the time. Maker has her thing going. Make it make sense. Maker has her thing going on, and we all talk about it and keep it honest with each other, and so on and so on. Plus, us four uh, make it make sense. P. Michelle and Malik Long and myself, we're in a group. We're in a band called Forever Fusion, and so we come together and actually, yeah, we're in a band called Forever Fusion, and we go around and we perform at shows. So when me and Malik and Ira and us ain't out there doing solo shows, me, P. Michelle, Malik, and Make It Make Sense come together and form like Voltron to make a group called Forever Fusion. And we go around and we perform like as a band. We're a band. So yeah, so as I said, the music we keep it on different levels. We come together, we do it together, we do it apart, but it's always about us. You know what I mean? And getting MDMA, out there, going back to uh, networking and stuff. We never do a solo show without dropping the name and without representing the team. That's what gets the name out. Style by Stevie. You throw your little things out there to let people know who when they're not watching your IGs. Okay, just to let you know coming up next and this and that. You throw them out there. You network. So I mean, it's all about networking, and we keep each other good. We don't always agree. And sometimes we bump heads, and sometimes we get a little crazy. You know what I mean? But I think when it comes down to, and we're all friends, and I think that sometimes that happens. But by the end of it, it all comes together because we keep it real with each other, even when we don't want to hear it. you know. So.
And that's what it takes. That's exactly what it takes. It's just being honest with each other and having a
Yeah.
conversation. That's what makes the teamwork. We're not going to agree collectively on everything,
Mm.
but just
Nah.
hear each other out, and they might be able to persuade the other person to say,
Yeah.
okay, now I see what you're saying. So who knows? Just sit down and have a conversation about it. But teamwork makes it together. So make sure
Oh,
that
it
you are
really does.
surrounded by a
It
great
really
team. And
does.
that's what drew me in instantly with Ira when he introduced me to you and
Hmm.
he Michelle and Cougar and AMG. I just had him on last week
Yeah.
on the show.
Yep.
So make sure that you are surrounding yourself by great teammates who will be there, who will encourage you to say no, do it a little bit different. Me and Tyween touched on this yesterday because he did BMF with Monique. And he was
Oh,
saying that
wow.
one thing she does when she's on set is in real time, she'd be like, no, baby, do it a little bit different. We know how Monique talks. Y'all know how
I
she
mean,
talks. Um, she will give you just that little nugget right there. If you're in time acting, she'll say, no, no,
hmm
no, do it a little bit different. And our producer and director will be like, okay,
Too little
now we
different,
see what
baby.
she's saying. Now that's the passion we're looking for. That's an encouragement. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with people like that who will give you just a little help, who will nudge you and say, do it this way, try it this way. Make a
Yeah.
suggestion. Again, that constructive criticism, I'm telling y'all, will go a long way. And that has helped me ever since then. So I've never stopped at receiving the constructive criticism. So thank God for my brother K2, because I don't know what I would do without him. But he's always made such great suggestions for me and tapped me and say, sister, why don't you try it this way? Or why don't you try it this way? And even when I
Hmm.
lost all my interviews, he helped me retrieve them back. And he said, taught me about editing, taught me about putting the cover work up, and
Yeah.
all of that has stuck with me since then. So I'm still learning as I go,
We
and
all
it
love.
never and to D-Datification's point earlier, it's never too late for you to learn. You can be experienced, but don't ever don't ever think that it is too late for you to learn. And that's for
Never.
anybody. It's never too late.
Never too late. Never too late. As long as you got breath in your body and good people around you, that will give you good vibes and honest feedback. Honest feedback. Don't tell me what I want to hear. You know, I would love to hear you like everything I did, obviously, but by all means, keep it real with me. Keep it real and let me know. Hey man, that's good. Just make sure, because even with my last film after the call, there's certain scenes that was probably a little darker than they should have been. Not too dark you couldn't see, but maybe I could have lit them a little better. Uh, and I had a friend. He said, outside of that, good movie. Now, of course, I didn't want to hear that. Well, not that I didn't want to hear it. I just wanted it to be good. I just wanted it to be good. I wanted everybody to like it. But I knew it was dark. I knew certain scenes might have been a little darker than I wanted them to be, but it still looked good. Everything came through, and I do appreciate his honesty. He didn't sugarcoat it. He said, next time, try this and this and that. And all right, you're right. I guess so. And he's right. Shout out to Ollie Jackson and Soup D. But I don't know, man. Uh, we have a short period of time in this world. And I do believe that while we're here, it's all about leaving your legacy. It's all about leaving something behind that when you're gone, the world knows you were here. If
Mm,
no one, there was people in this world that will never meet Andre Harriet ever, you know, but when they watch my videos, my movies, my short films, hear my music and stuff that will live long past me, they'll know who I was. And the people that knew me will be able to tell them who I was. Not to mention, now, your children are different. That's a different legacy. I mean, that's my daughter Selena will always be the one that will live on and have my name and move on and stuff like that. I'm just talking about as an individual, and the name that you made for yourself as an individual. I really think we were all blessed with gifts that sometimes we squander, and sometimes we don't take as seriously as you know we should. And I did at one point, and I told myself, and I swore to God, I said, I swear, if you let me get through this, I will never squander another gift that you gave me, and I will push it. I will push it as hard as I can, as often as I can, and just keep going. And I came through. He put people around me, like I said, like P. Michelle, and that really pulled me out of some dark places. And people that are around me now that keep the positive vibes, like Malik and the rest of them, and Ira and stuff, and even Makeup. I think that I'm blessed to be able to keep it going, and I'm gonna keep it going. As in the last interview, like how long you think you'll be able to do it? And I was like, as long as I can, as long as I can, as long as I have that in me. And I tell this to anybody, we all got an age, but we can look good doing it. You know what I mean? Now black don't crack, so we could be any age. You know what I mean? So we just keep it going. You know what I'm saying? We could be any age. Just, go out there, keep on smiling, keep the joy in your life. And when people see that joy in your life, it makes them happy. You ever smile, see somebody smile, it just make you want to smile. You know what I mean? And it goes the opposite way. Somebody being negative stuff, that sticks to you. Don't get away from people like that. It's not good for you, and it messes up your creative juices. You feel what I'm saying? It does. It messes with your creative juice. You can't focus around negativity, and when you write, that's what comes out, negative stuff. You don't mean to do it. It's just not. It just comes out because that's all all you're absorbing. So we can't avoid negativity, but we can bring more positive, and just keep pushing it and pushing it. And then linking with each other that's like minded people. We're going to be all right. We got this, Stevie. We're going to be all right.
Absolutely. And to anybody, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. There's people out here who are willing to help you. And
Yeah,
they can help you cross and get wherever you need to be. Just ask. That's all we have to do is just ask and have conversations like this. There's people out there in your circle that you can surround yourself with. And again, I can't stop thinking to every one of you. Before de-daddification, he couldn't hear me earlier, so I had to start over, and I just thanked everybody. I started thanking everybody, and I say, you know what, y'all have shown me so much love and support
yeah,
unconditionally, and I feel it. And you all have to feel the love as well too, that
yeah,
you are surrounded by people who love and
yeah,
truly care for you. So don't ever forget it. There's always somebody there who's listening. There's always going to be somebody there to encourage you and give you an encouraging word. And
yeah,
make sure that your tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe. And I'm pretty sure we have all heard that. So surround yourself with like-minded people. Those creative juices, I'm telling you, if you have a mind full of creativity where you want to write, you want to do music, you want to
yeah,
produce, you want to direct,
yeah.
find like-minded people who do the same exact thing, and you can go so far.
Amen. That's a fact and a half, shell right there. That's a fact and a half, shell. And I truly believe that. I would implore anybody to just go around people that's good for you. And I know we live in a world now where it looks like there's just a bunch of negativity. There's good people out there. They only show you the negative, but there's good people out there. I know the negative people seem fun until it all comes crumbling down. If you really want to get somewhere, really focus on getting there and then start making moves towards it. You know what I mean? That's what you do. If you have to write every day and always stay inspired, that's the thing. You know, inspiration doesn't just somebody don't just tell you, hey, guess what? You should write this. Or you should do this. I mean, they do, but you should always be inspired. Somebody say, where do I come up with my ideas? I'm always inspired. I don't know where it comes from. I'm just always ready for the next thing. So I might hear something. I'll be like, oh yeah. And then it just forms a whole thing in my mind. I might see something. I'm like, Yeah, just for the whole thing in my mind. It might be a word, it might be a phrase, it might be a song, a rhythm, I don't know, something or other. I'm always inspired. Some of my musical influences was Michael Jackson. I'm a hip hop artist. If people say you were influenced by Michael Jackson, yeah, Michael Jackson and Bobby Brown. you know, uh, but it was that's just on the R&B pop side. Obviously, lyrically, rap side, I'm more on the edge of Tupac and Eminem, Busta Rhymes. You know what I mean? I was a fan of Biggie, but obviously I loved his music. But Pac was always that guy to me. I loved it because Pac can go from the crazy Pac, but then he could talk about keep your head up. He could talk about Dear Mama.
Yes.
He could talk about, to live and die in LA. He'd talk about, Brenda got a baby. Like he was a story. He had different facets of where he wanted you to know about him. Yeah, he was wild. He had his wild side. He's the side, but you can't focus on just that because he was more than that. He was more than that. Biggie was hard, but he was a good storyteller. He was a street rapper. He was good. He was good in techniques and spitting and telling those crazy stories. Pac was an all around. He was. I just loved, and even when he acted, Pac was intense. He went off in Juice, and that was his
Oh
first
yeah.
acting role. That was his first acting role. So uh, be inspired by people, and once you're inspired by them, take something from them to create who you are. And even if people see a hint of what they got, they should still see you overall. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson clearly grew up watching James Brown.
Oh
He
yeah.
did.
No doubt.
He a little boy. He grew up watching James Brown. He got a lot of the way he moved from James Brown. But when you watch Michael Jackson and what he become, you don't see James Brown. You might see an influence to some degree, but Mike, that's all him. When you see Chris Brown, you see an influence on Michael Jackson, clearly. But you don't say, hey, that's just another Mike. Chris Brown has carved his own path. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Let somebody inspire you. Let somebody influence, you creating who the character you want to be or the person you want to be as an artist, and then build off of that foundation to become who you want to be. And let people see you as an artist, not somebody else. We just got to get out of this so everybody doing the same thing, the same. We got to get out of that because if you got a story to tell, and I know you're not a rapper, but if you had a story to tell, your album wouldn't sound like my album. You know what I mean? Because we're two different people. You know, but and that's what I miss about music, the individuality.
And the originality, and that's key. Every artist has their own identity. And as you
Yeah,
mentioned, even with Michael Jackson, like you say, you can tell he studied James
yeah,
Brown and
yeah,
even Chris Brown as well too. You can tell he studied Michael. So that
yeah,
next generation, and I use this reference as an example too for my interview with Kiara. I said that Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter, she
yeah.
studies her. You went and you've seen the concert footage, the walk. Beyonce has a certain sexy walk when she walks out on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Her daughter has that same exact walk. How she is laser focused, how she's
Mm-hmm.
on beat, dancing. She studies her mother.
Mm-hmm.
So the next generation is watching and listening. And the
Yeah,
next generation, like with Chris Brown's, like the Scissors, they study the greats, like the Ella
mm-hmm.
Fitzgeralds and the
Yeah,
others that came before them. So
yeah.
it's each one teach one, and you learn something from the ones that came before you that have crawled so that you could be in that position to walk. So definitely. And they you can tell they've been influenced by some of the artists that I've just named.
Oh
And if
yeah.
you go back and you watch some interviews, then you'll see who are their musical influences. And Michael has been one to everybody. If not
Oh,
Michael, then his
everybody.
sister. Janet, clearly.
Yeah, I
Janet
know
has
Janet
also
too.
been,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Janet too. Oh yeah, Janet. Believe me, I take nothing away from Janet. I just say Michael was such a he was such a presence. It was hard for
Oh
him
yeah.
not to radiate across the whole world. There will never be another Michael Jackson. It just won't. I know they say Chris Brown and Usher and all that. Much respect to those guys. They will always be Chris Brown and Usher. There will be nobody like them. But no one will ever be Michael Jackson. They just,
Or
it just, I'm sorry, go
or
ahead.
I was about to say, or Whitney. A lot of people, say
Oh my
Whitney. I'm a
God.
big Whitney Houston fan. Like she's the greatest voice of all time.
I'd
Like
like to
this
think so.
woman, I remember watching one of her performances, and she literally, she told the band, "Stop the music, just stop," and she did it a cappella. And
Mm,
there are very few artists that can do it a cappella. They don't need a band, they don't need the backing track vocals or anything. And I've seen Gladys Knight do it as well too. So that's real craftsmanship right there to
yeah,
be able to perform without your backing track or your band. And
yeah,
you've got the audience. Of course, when you pass them the microphone, we gonna know it lyric for lyric, word by word.
yeah.
She just had that gift.
He
And the
did.
performance that I can remember that I first saw Whitney in, it was, of course, I would have still been a baby and I couldn't sing. The song was "It Was You Give Good Love." And we know what that song is about. So, and then I saw her in what? The Bodyguard, or was it Exhale? It was one
Yeah,
of
the
the
body.
two. I would have
I
still
think
been a
that was his
baby
first film.
in one of her performances. She performed one award show, and I was just blown away by her. So, and then I
Her-
went back as I've gotten older and watched her performances. It was one where she did the Grammys. I think she had the big hair. It was 1986. How Will I Know was the song she performed.
Yeah.
And the stage was malfunctioning behind her. Everybody, I went back and I found that performance on YouTube. And everybody was saying, how? She's the greatest voice of all time. She
I
didn't
think so.
need, they didn't care about the technical difficulties or anything.
Yep.
Because the stage back in the 80s, they had, what was it like? I can't remember what's that thing called where the stage rotates. I know Luther Vandross had it as well, too, at one of his concerts,
Yeah.
where the stage would kind of rotate. The stage was supposed to be rotating behind her. She still kept going, walking, performing,
Yep.
dancing, beautiful as ever. I'm like, who is this woman? Who is this woman right with this big hair, this runway model body, and this big voice that even though her microphone was messing up, she didn't care. She kept going and
I'm
you could
going.
hear her. That's the impact of her voice. She's the
Yeah.
greatest voice of all time.
Oh, I 100% agree. When Whitney Houston sang, it was like it was effortless. It was effortless. So when you speak about the top 10 greatest singers of all time,
Ooh.
if Whitney ain't on that list, you might as well just burn that list. Hey, P. Michelle in the house.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi,
She got
beautiful.
crazy
How are
shit.
you?
I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful.
You look wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama. Mwah.
Yeah, she just got back. She just got back. Yeah, but she is and I will even give you a top five. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. Of female singers. I mean real vocalists. None of that hiding behind the music and the technology and stuff.
Auto tune.
Real vocalists.
She didn't
Whitney,
need it.
yeah,
She didn't
didn't
need
need
it.
it. Whitney clearly. Mariah Carey. At one
Oh,
time, I don't know about her voice now, but she had a voice that was ridiculous. No one was hitting notes like this woman.
I
Uh,
remember the song with her and is it Mike? Who was it? I think it was either her and Michael McDonald or Michael Bolton. One of the two. She did a duet with him. This was
killed me.
way back in the day. And then of course she went and did the Endless Love remake with Luther Vandross, which
Yes.
was beautiful. So, I mean, Or if you go back and you look at some of her performances from the early '90s, like when
No,
she came out with her
Mariah.
self-titled album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mariah was killing her. She
Oh,
was killing the game. She again, uh, Whitney on her own shelf, Mariah on her own shelf. Who was the chick? And I know her, Tina Marie. I think Tina Marie's underrated. Her voice is bananas. Uh, but obviously, then we go back to the Patti LaBelle's. Um,
ooh, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's the performance that I saw from her. My father told me about it, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it was at the
let me see. I
Apollo.
need
It
to
was
look
one
it
of
up.
these shows that she did. Somewhere she was performing. And Ira is here, Ira Soul.
I was so in the house. What's happening, my guy? Yeah,
Monet
me and Ira actually
says,
go
what
back.
up, sir?
Me and Ira actually go back to like 2005 or something. There he is.
MDMA all day in the building. What's good, my brother?
What's good with you?
Should we tell him, Matt? Should we tell him?
Tell him what?
November 28th, man. We're gonna shoot the video for Keep It Smooth.
Oh, yeah, okay. For sure. It's going down. It's
It's
going
going
down.
down, November 28th.
Man, you gotta let them know about the meetings you got coming.
Oh, definitely. Music, come on. Yeah, we dropping all that. But
Hey,
no.
Stevie.
Tap in with them, I'm telling you.
Hi, Ira.
Hello. It's
Yeah,
been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
that's what we was talking about. It's been a while, so a lot has happened, a lot's going on. I was telling her about after the call and how good the movie did.
Oh, we already know, man. We already know. Y'all go check out that after the call when it drops. That's a dope movie.
You can't say
Well written, dope movie.
thank you. Thank
For
you.
sure, man. For sure. You know, I had to come on here. I see you up on there. I said, let me come on here, support, represent my brother from MDMA all
Much,
day.
much love always. You already know what it is, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but like I said, man, I'm gonna come up on here. I'm gonna let y'all do the interview. I ain't been on here in a minute, so November 28th, man. We're gonna rap later about that. We're gonna talk more about it later.
I got you.
All
I
right,
got
man.
you.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good interview.
Much love. All right, thanks,
Much love,
man.
brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ira Soul. The single's called Keep It Smooth. Make sure you guys go and check it out on all streaming platforms now.
Yep.
MDMA.
And
Make
check
sure
out.
you guys go and check it out.
Yep, and check out. Make sure to check out his video that's already out. What's it called? Stay the Night. Go see Stay the
Yes.
Night, and you got those vibes. Stay the Night, directed and edited by yours truly, and got those vibes directed and edited by Nell Steve. So check out those videos. Check out those videos. They're efficient. Yeah, man. Oh, hold on.
And
My
tell
do-
them more to come.
my
Go
dog
ahead,
wants
I'm
to
sorry.
say.
All right.
Okay. He wants some attention. Okay. Afterwards. Okay, afterwards. Look, say hi, Molly. Say hi. Look. Oh. Now you shy? Look at him. He won't even look at the camera. Yeah. He won't even look at the camera. Uh, he's a suck. Okay. You just want to love on me. Get that. Sorry, man. He's jumping over my leg. I had to bring him in. See, you hear him? What's up? Now he got an attitude because I put him down. Yeah, that's Milo. He's 2 years old. 2 years old, and he's a ball of fire and energy and trouble. I should have put trouble first. Yeah, that dog right there. But yeah, I really appreciate anybody that's really giving me the platform to really let people know who I am, what I do, show what I do. It's been, I've been through a lot of trials, and I know not everybody says that, but everybody has their own journey. I've always been a pillar of positivity to the fact where I never let things get to me, but sometimes the sky just falls on you and it's hard to hold it up. So when people help you hold up that ceiling and get you out of there and you're able to keep pushing, it's a good feeling. So all the success and stuff that I have and all the success that that I'm going to have, with the grace of God. I'm gonna, I don't take lightly. I really do look up every day and try to say, okay, today we're gonna do this. All right, today we're gonna do that. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful to you, Stevie. I know you have a lot of people on here. I do. I know you have a lot of people on here, and I just wanted to say, I don't. It's not overlooked. I really do appreciate you giving me this platform. When you turn out to be the next Oprah or whatever the case may be, what I mean? I'll be right there rooting for you. So I appreciate you. I just wanted to say that.
And y'all
So
have a
I'll,
home anytime y'all want to come back and promote. And because I am going to have you guys back
so you
anytime,
do?
don't hesitate to reach out. UP Michelle, Ira, uh, anybody from the team, Cougar. I know, like I said, I had AMG on the show
Yeah.
last week because he
Yeah.
messaged me about his album that was out, and y'all make sure y'all go and check it out and support
Yeah,
him,
his
G
album
Live.
just came out actually.
So
Yeah, check that out. AMG Live. Yeah, it just came out. Yeah, we working out here. I think KG Universe just put out a new video. So, look out for that. Um, I'm currently working on Malik Long's next video, which is called One of One. Yeah, so we just did some filming for that yesterday. Shout out to Paradise Lynn, the leading lady. I'm trying to think of something. Like I said, Surreptitious. The movie Surreptitious, my psychological horror thriller, will be out next year. It is currently in production, but we are coming towards the wrap up, so everybody will be able to see that soon. And again, look out for my film that just came out not too long ago called After the Call. It will be hitting platforms very soon. IGF Film Studios, Dre Pop Productions, in association with MDMA, Money the Main Agenda. We doing it in these streets, and it's for everybody. I love all y'all. Thanks for everybody that came on here and really showed me some love, and definitely showed Stevie some love. She definitely deserves it. She out there, she hitting that. Get this woman to 1,000 views. I mean, 1,000. You know what I'm talking about. Get her to 1-1-0-0. You know what it is. You were doing it out here. You were doing it. What am I? 837? 38? Oh, no, 36.
896,
Oh, I'm
y'all. So
96. Oh, we higher than that. Okay. 896. Get her to 1,000. Cause we going there. And when she go there, when she hit 1,000, I'm on 1,000 show. I'm on there. We gotta do it, man. We gotta do it. I'm happy for you, man. Jay, that's a lot. That's a lot. So
that's
what
good
do
to
you have
hear.
like? What do you have like interview like every week or?
Oh,
I mean,
I try to do it every Monday through Friday, and that's another thing I wanted to add on as well to what we touched on, which is
yeah,
consistency. If you want to produce, direct, make sure that
yeah,
you're dedicated to it. And
yes,
I try to be as consistent with as possible with my interviews in this
yeah,
platform. I do it Monday through Friday, and it has been an amazing journey thus far.
yes.
Yes, thank you, Alvin. Every day, Monday through Friday, and I try to be consistent. There are some days that I take off because the guest has had something come up, but
Things like yeah.
I return that next day and I keep going. So my grind doesn't stop here. This is 896 and it's up from here. So it's coming. And my mom even said, I said, Mama, why can't I get to 1,000 interviews? And she said, it's coming. Just it's in God's time. That's what she told me. She said
Yep.
it's in God's. So it's
I
coming.
think I'm gonna call it by December. But by December
Yes.
1st, I think you'll have your 1,000. If not December 1st, first week of December, you'll have your 1,000.
Y'all better
Actually,
stay
no,
tuned.
I think you're gonna have it before that. See, no, I think you'll have it before that. I do. I think you'll have it before that. Just keep on trucking, man. Keep on trucking. Keep on talking. Keep on vibing. Let people know who Stevie is. You're about to go. You're about to get big, lady. You're about to get big. Shoot, we all gonna ride that rainbow up. I'm with you. Gee, I'm with you. I know what it's like to go from nothing to actually having some success, and that is something that I will not take for granted, and I'm gonna keep on doing what I do. And, so yeah.
My goodness. And thank y'all all for so much for your love and support. Ira, come on IG. Let's get her there. Yes, every day, Monday through Friday. Make sure you guys are tuned in. I see you all are coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are fixing to wrap in a bit. Y'all
Hmm.
get ready for that movie. I'm in it. And the movie is pinned below. And Ira even said it. Tell them, bro.
Hmm. So you're in the movie? I want to see it. Did you say you was in the movie?
No, I was reading Ira's comment. Ira said that he's in a movie. He said, y'all get ready for that
Oh yeah,
movie.
he's
I'm
in
in
my
it.
movie. He's in my movie. I was just saying. I was like, how did we miss that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was in the movie. He's in my movie. So repetitious. Uh, he plays uh, a psychic with vision, and he's able to see things. And yeah, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. I don't give it too much information. But yeah, Ira's in it. He's definitely in it. That's my guy. Everybody from my team, I at least try to give a part too. You know what I mean? Boss lady she was in after the call, but she's not in. She don't really do the horror thing, so I understand. So Malik's in it. He plays a character named Kane. Uh, yeah, that's not. Oh, and KG Universe plays a character called Alley Man. Alley Man. So yeah, everybody, and then the cast is just vast. I have so many people in it. But yeah, it's called Surreptitious. I know I say the name because it's a crazy name. Surreptitious basically means something that's done in the dark that you don't want anybody to find out.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is. Mhm. In a nutshell. I will leave it at that. That's it in a nutshell. So when people hear that name, they're like, what? The Surrepta? What? So it's called Surreptitious. So that's what it is. Basically, something that's done in the dark that you don't want anybody to know. That's just a basic definition for it. It's more in depth, but that's the basic definition. Yeah, so repetitions coming soon. IGFM Studio, Dre Pop Production. Your boy D Dedication. I'm the writer director. I play a character named Dr. Leon Latigo. So check me out in there. Plus, not to mention, of course, Stacey Ross, Malik Long, Ira Soul, K Bay. There's so many people in this film. I'm not gonna be able to say everybody's name, but yeah, that's everybody that's been there with me. Thank you for really helping me, achieve where I need to go. If it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't be anything. You know what I mean? So I really, like I said, I don't take that for granted. Thank you for everybody that really seen what I seen and really wanted to help me get after the call and Surreptitious, and even my short films like Zone Land Zero and Cruise Out of Control, which is other films that I have. I appreciate everybody. So, and I got a lot more films and music and everything coming. You can see me on Instagram under D Daddification. You can see me on TikTok under D Daddification. you can see me on YouTube under D Daddification. You see where this is going, and you can find me on Facebook under my government name, which is Andre Harriet. So, and just stuff like that. Yeah. I wasn't trying to rap. I mean, I know I don't want to rush you if you don't want to. I'm just trying to throw that out there real quick.
And Ira says it was great shooting with my bro. He's a great director,
Thank
outstanding
you.
director.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That touches my soul. It does. It touches my soul. Baby crying in the back. That's never good.
Oh,
Man. Hey. Okay. Her mommy left. Yeah, her mommy left. Yeah. Take her upstairs.
oh.
I'm sorry.
It was it was fun shooting with my bro. He was a director. Yo, bro, you need to get Stevie in a movie. I Yes, and I did do a movie, Alvin. It was a
Oh, really?
horror film, but we
What?
shot it during
Tell
the
me about it.
pandemic.
Let me see. What's it called?
The film is called The Assistant to Reconnected, and it was a horror film, and we shot it during the pandemic. So it was virtually, it's like in a classroom type
Yeah.
setting. And me and my students had a banter. One of my students, shout outs to Roman. It was a great film, and we did this around 2021, 2022. Great
Mm-hmm.
film. So make sure you guys head on over and YouTube is out and check it out. I
Oh,
think you'll enjoy it. It
I'm
was
gonna
my
definitely
very
do
first acting gig, and people are still to this day are talking about it. I'm surprised y'all remember it. Thank y'all.
it. Assistant to reconnect.
The Assistant to Reconnected. Yeah.
The assistant to reconnect. Am I getting that right? I want to. I want to make sure I put the right thing. Like assist, like assist.
The Assistant to Reconnected. Yeah,
That's what I
that's what it's
thought.
called.
Right? The assistant to reconnect. All right, I got you. I got you.
Yes.
I'm checking out as soon as we get
Great
off.
film. Great film.
Yeah, man. And acting is a different thing than rapping. The first one of the first roles I actually had was a movie called The Gift of Movement, and it was written and produced by Michelle Morris, and I was just supposed to do like the music and the editing, to help with the editing. And something happened where the person that was playing the pastor backed out. He quit. I don't know if he thought it was going to go anywhere. I don't know, but he backed out. So she reached out to me. She said, "Hey, I hate to ask you, but would you mind playing a part in the movie?" And I was like, "I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about it." I said, "What part did you want me to do?" And he said, "Well," she said, "I want you to play this pastor." You want me to play a pastor? I don't know about that. I don't know if I could play a pastor because I didn't want to. I felt I was conflicted because I didn't know if I'd be able to do it justice. And she's a white woman, so she would say, "Well, just do it like the black pastors do it, like, and God said, and this and that." And I was like, I don't know if they all do that. I don't know if we have to do that. I'm like, I don't know if we have to do that. I could act it. And she's like, "Yeah, I want it like that. It's more authentic." I said, "All right." She said, "I'll send you the lines, learn them. When I call you back, sell it to me." So she sent me the lines. I'm looking them over. I'm thinking this is going to be this little part. This is a whole page and a half of me preaching and talking. And so I'm in the mirror. I'm going over the lines. I'm trying to memorize them, and I'm having a hard time. So I'm thinking about how I memorize my lyrics, and so I did it in a rhythm. And I remember the lyrics in the rhythm, so I remember my lines in the rhythm. So I was able to just get it. So finally, when she come back and she said, "All right, sell it to me." And I did it like she said, and God said that. And I go through that nonsense. And she said, "Yeah, how about we not do that? And you just do it a different way." I was like, "You think?" So I ended up doing it a regular way, and I did it my way. And we went up to North Carolina to film into this church, and everybody came into this church, and I'm behind the podium, and I had my script on the podium. Nobody could see it. I wasn't using it through the scene. I'm one of them people where I learn it up to the minute, up to the second. So the podium, the thing is, so while everybody's coming in, I'm still up there in my robe and all that, and I'm just looking at the lines, getting them on, getting them in there, getting them in there. So when she said action, I closed it, put it away, and I just snapped into pastor mode. And by the end of it, people thought that I was an actual pastor and asked me what church I was preaching in. I said, I'm just acting. So I was thankful for that too. So that was probably my first official big screen role, which was Gift of Movement. That was the first time I seen myself on the big screen. So that was probably 2011. Yeah, probably about 2011. Yeah. Seems so far away now. I mean, yeah,
And you
but
can look back on it. And it is the same for me when I did The Assistant. Like that was my very first acting role. Went in with I didn't have any acting experience.
yeah,
And everybody else there was trained actors. They've been doing it for a long time. But thank God for my co-stars like Roman and uh, my brother Sky, who helped and encouraged me along the way to say, you can do this, you got this. Even at the table read, it was so much fun. And then the day we shot the film, what was so funny, I keep telling you guys that story, is when everybody got mixed up and they were reading each other's lines. I've already did my scene, done, executed it and everything, and everybody else was reading over each other's lines. The next
yeah,
person reading the next person's line. No, that's not your line. This is my line. So
yeah.
we were getting it mixed up, but we finally got it and it came together.
Oh man, I gotta see that. Hey, and if you get a chance, man, go on to my YouTube page, D Dedication, on YouTube, and check out some of the stuff I did. You might like it. Like I said, I'm not a big budget, $1 million organization yet, so I work with what I got. But you can, if you watch it, you can tell I put work into what I do. So I hope you like
I definitely will. I definitely will. Fashion Dolls. Before we wrap and conclude, because it was so great catching up with you today, and I would love to have you and Ira and you, Michelle, everybody back on the show again. We're going to work on
it.
that and set something up. Are there any gems you would like to leave to anybody? Because we touched on a number of things from writing, producing, and then I
Yes.
know a lot of people want to get out here and learn how to do those things. So, what gems would you leave with them?
I think writing is is one of the most pure things, uh, even if it's fiction. Let it come from a place of creativity. Let it come, and do not be afraid to write something that is so off the cusp, and that people might think, "Dang, that's different. I don't know if I should like that." Do whatever you're feeling and try to be different. Somebody said the Matrix might have been weird, and look what happened to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody might have said Star Wars was a weird idea. Look what happened to it. You know what I mean? Don't let. I mean, I can't say it more. Don't let somebody tell you something sounds weird. If you feel good enough, sink or swim. If you feel good enough about it, write it. Write it. And yes, don't get me wrong. Go to trusted people that will give you honest feedback on it to help you refine it. And
Yes.
then you can build it up to where you want it to go. I still let people check out my stuff and be, hey, what do you think of this and stuff like that. I'm never too big or never too arrogant or any of that to think that, oh, no, this is good, period. You'll like it. Have confidence. Don't get me wrong. Have confidence. Always have confidence that your stuff is going to be good. Never assume people ain't going to like it. Always assume they're going to love it. But always have them people in the back that you can trust. They'll be like, hey, check this out. What do you think about this? And take it from there. As far as music, the same thing. If you're going to be a rapper or a singer, try to find your voice. Try to find your style. Try to, if you heard somebody that you like, go and try to make it where you want people to follow your path. Don't just follow somebody else's path. You know, take something from somebody, help to inspire you, and then move past that and make it yourself. And I think most of all, don't stop. I'll leave you with that. Do not stop. Keep going. If you stop, stop because you want to stop. Or because I did it, I had fun, I'm gonna retire. Do that. But don't stop because somebody thinks that you should stop or you ain't good enough to continue. Keep going. That's the best advice I can tell you. Don't let nobody derail your train because you got a future ahead of you and you got to get to it. And how can you get to it if you keep stopping? That's my advice.
Absolutely. And to add on to what de-datification just said, today's final thought comes from Robert Downey Jr. And he says, I think that the power is the principle of moving forward as though you have the confidence to move forward eventually gives you confidence when you look back and see what you have done. So I
Yeah.
want you guys to know that. And obstacles, as de-datification also just said, we're going to encounter obstacles, but it's a quote from Rihanna that I absolutely live by that I'm going to tie into this quote as well too, which is focus on getting to the finish line. Don't pay attention to the chaos. Stay focused, stay determined. Remember in the part of the interview where de-datification said, when I'm editing, I like to be laser focused, concentrated. And that's
Yeah.
how we have to be in life. We have to stay focused on getting the goal completed, like me getting these 1,000 interviews. I am laser focused, I am dedicated, I am determined. I haven't given up as much as I want to. I didn't. And that's because I have people around me who encourage me, and I'm encouraging you to all do the same as well too. Don't give up on your dreams and your passions. And that's what I would close today's show with.
Sounds great.
All right.
Woman after my own heart.
All right, Fashion Dolls. The film is called After the Call, coming soon to YouTube. Make sure you guys go and check out Aerosol. You got them vibes and keep it smooth. Make sure you guys go and check out everybody in all things, all MDMA. And also, make sure y'all go and check out Datification, De-Datification, Cool Malik, everybody in the MDMA fam. All right,
Yeah,
Fashion
yeah.
Dolls. And I will see y'all next week. It is my birthday week, my 32nd birthday. Make sure you guys tune in. I have a very special guest joining me Friday, October 31st, Halloween. And yes, I've already got the costume. I have not dropped any hints or indications what it is, but
She
you
getting
guys just have to
classy.
stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All right. Much love. Thank you. Thank
You
you
too.
again. Have a great day.
And you too. I love you all, Fashion Dolls. Monday, Rashida Randall, and I will see y'all next week. Take care, everybody.
Peace out, y'all. One love. Be dedication.